So guys, let's move on and create the retargeter. For that, what we can do to simplify the steps is the following. We go to characters, remove the filter, go to UE4, rigs, and we can duplicate this, or press Ctrl C and here Ctrl V and say UE4 many Mixamo. Let's introduce it to here to Mixamo and do a double click, and here you see it's the IK UE4 mannequin. And what we can do here is search for the SWAT guy here, and we can move this to the right, and you see it's a bit different pose, and we have those chains, and we do auto map here, and we click on the root bone. That's very important. Don't forget this setting and set it here to globally scaled. If it's not, your root motions will not work. Like rolling, so we can use the rolling animation here. Rolling, no, it's not rolling, it's roll forward. And as you see here, we see a rolling character, right? And if I go to ELS underscore N underscore land roll forward, open it up and search for root. Also uncheck this one, force root lock. It will not work with retargeting, but how you can test it is the following. If you uncheck this one, you should see that the characters are rolling forward. They are rolling forward, right? And if you check this one again, you should see that we have no root motion visualized anymore. What you can do is export selected animations. Maybe just export it to the content and check it there as well, open it. And if you uncheck this option here, you should have root motion here. If this will not work, try to mess around with this setting here, disable it, and then it should work. So you have root motion here. But yeah, let me close this one. We will not need it because we have to still adapt the pose a little bit and remove this animation again. That was for explaining you the system and what issues we might have. So as you see, if we go a little bit forward in the animation, we have some very weird arm rotations, right? This one looks very broken and it's not correct. It should be rotated to this direction. And maybe what got wrong is the following. If we go to the SWAT guy and we move this to the right and this one to the left, and could go closer here, and we also disable the bounce so that we can see it better, so that we can see this bone here. And we need to work on the left arm, left shoulder, and I think it's this one. So if I uncheck this one, maybe it's -90. Yes. So this one seems to be that we have different bone rotations. So if we set this here to -90, you will see that the pose is a lot better. So the other things seem to be working quite fine. What you can do is, if you go to the chain mapping and click here, you will get to the settings here. That's a bit weird, but that's how it works. And you can make this bigger and also move this here so that we can still work on this one. So yeah, it's a very good match. So the foot locations are quite fine. The knee rotations is different and the hand rotations are as well. But the fingers are not messed up. Which is a good sign. It's a different pose, but yeah, you might be happy with this one. I'm not. What you can do is, let me check. So we create a new pose and call this Mixamo. Okay, edit pose. So how can we match the shoulders better? Because this one is in T pose, this character from Mixamo, and this one is an A pose. So what I do is rotate the bones a little bit. So I think the arm bones, so this one a little bit down, and this one a little bit down. And what you could do is make the character a little bit bigger. I think it's, oh, that's too big. Maybe it's 0.1. No, it's 1.0.5. Yeah, that's a good match. So then we can try to get the angle a little bit better from the arms, so that we have a very close match. And maybe also move this a little bit forward. What? No, let's move it a little bit back, and this one a little bit forward. Something like that. Same for this arm, right arm. We move this back so that we try to match the elbows and rotate this forward. So we move this a little bit forward. Here we need to change the angle a little bit, so move it a little bit down. It's not that bad. So we move this here. So let me check the other arm. I think we could make this a little bit better. So in case you have trouble with the grid system, you can click on those small icons here. So here you can enable the snapping. Now it's 10 degrees snapping, and if you want to move it freely around, I just uncheck this one, and same for here. I uncheck these ones so that we don't use the grid. So I would say we use this pause, click here on save, edit pause, and as we see that the match is now a lot better. So we could also work on the feet a little bit. So go to edit pause. I'm not sure if we can do something here, but let's try. Maybe we can rotate this a little bit to the right, just a little bit, and maybe the foot a little bit more here in this direction. Not sure if it will improve the stuff, hopefully. So I try to match the poses so as good as I can, and then we should have proper retargeting results, hopefully. Move this foot a little bit here, and no, it did not change anything. I'm not sure what could we improve here, but maybe it's fine for this character. Let me see the animation. Seems to be fine. What I also check is the following: the pistol pose 1H, so this one. So here we have cage match. This one looks good. So what I also do is most of the time move this 60 to the side and see if the fingers are screwed up a little bit. I'm not sure if somebody knows a solution for this one. I would be happy to reuse it, because I'm always having issues with the fingers. But for this proof of concept, it should be fine in my view. So this one looks okay in my view. Let me see the mannequin, and yeah, I'm not sure why, but sometimes it's a little bit screwed up. But this one seems to be fine. So what you can do as well is check the M4A1 pose, this one, and you try to match. So it might work, but here the hand is a little bit off, and here is a little bit different, so it's not that close. So let me move this to the right side. For a proof of concept, for me it would be fine. You might rework on the settings a little bit, but for me it's fine to get it working. So I save everything, and yeah, I would say we are done with the retargeter here, and we want to test if we can retarget animations, but not in this session. We do it in the next session.